This video contains strong language and a bit of gore. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mr. K. Sardonicus, and welcome to my Vault of Horror. Thank you to those who are returning, and to those who were just now getting into this long video content that I'm doing on here. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Today, we're gonna finish my top 15 horror movies that actually scared me. So, let's not waste any time, and let's get into the intro and our number 5 spot. At number 5, we have, I believe, our only German horror film on this list. This is Angst. This was such a harrowing experience when I first saw it, like a few years back, for the first time. It is really just like an intense, like almost first-person perspective of a serial killer that is invading a house of a family. And it's just really, like, tense and makes you feel uneasy. And the guy that's playing the serial killer that you follow throughout the entire film, he's so good at being creepy and grotesque in the most, like, tiniest of ways. Like him eating a sausage at a diner while eyeing 2 victims that he would try and attempt to kill. It's intense. And then as he begins invading this small family's home, it just gets crazier. And then it just ends up escalating and escalating until you can barely hold your fucking breath. And then when it ends, it's almost as if you were on the most fucked up roller coaster. And, like, this is only number 5. It's gonna get so much worse than this. It freaked me out. This is freaked me out mainly because it's more based in reality. No ghosts, no demons, no monsters. Well, maybe monsters, but it's the monster that is within all of us. And that's why it deserves my number 5 spot. At number 4, this is literally my favorite demonic possession film of modern times. It only came out a few years ago. This is Demian Rugna's When Evil Lurks. Remember when I just told you about evil within us? This is the complete fucking opposite. Because this isn't just a single person being possessed. This is a demonic possession apocalypse where the government can't help you, the churches are shut down and they can't help you. They have to call specific fucking people to get rid of these demons, and even when you try, they will fucking fight you hard and viciously. I'm telling you, this is literally one of the best horror films of the 2020s. And I promise you, This is literally the scariest demon movie on my list. This outdoes The Exorcist and The Exorcist 3. Okay? There's a reason for this movie being on the number 4 spot. It's effective throughout. The gore is crazy. The scares are everywhere. The atmosphere is fucking thick. The acting is phenomenal throughout the entire fucking cast. And then the lore. They give you just enough lore for it to be frightening and just scare the ever-loving shit out of you. And the ending is insane. It definitely deserves to be on the number 4 spot.
Bats! I have to get my son!
At number 3, you know, people say that a lot of PG-13 horror movies aren't really all that good. And most horror movies are only effective as R-rated films. My third choice on this list, A Haunting in Connecticut, completely proves the people wrong. This is the scariest PG-13 horror movie that I personally have seen. And I've seen a lot of horror movies, both PG, PG-13, and R. A Haunting in Connecticut, though I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in any of that shit. But the way it's executed is so damn effective. And the effects and the scares are just an entirely different beast. And that the acting and everything about it. I remember when I first watched it as a kid, as a teenager actually, it was very, very intense. And I seriously think that's like one of the scariest horror movies of the 2000s. It deserves the number 3 spot for sure.
Find that deer.
I ain't interrupting it, man.
Now, the final 2 on this list, they are the scariest because the fact that they feel so real. And the fact that they're so close to being based to reality and the evils of man and society itself. These 2 films explore the horrors of what a human being can truly do. And at the number 2 spot, we have the original Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer is actually based on a duo of serial killers that actually existed in the United States back in the day. And that was Henry Lucas and Otis O'Toole. Well, I think that's the name of his last name. But anyways, this film, which was the famous legendary actor Michael Rooker's first acting role as Henry, scared the ever-loving shit out of me when I first saw it in film class when I was a teenager. It is so intense. The horror of it is the fact that it was based on reality. These people existed. And the fact that they actually went there with the horrible SA scenes and the gore and the violence and the acting was so well done. It could have been a completely cheesy, just not taken seriously at all film, but it felt dirty, it felt gross, and it's unnerving in a way where you're not jumping out of your skin because of jump scares. It gets inside you. And it makes you feel uneasy. And then once the movie ends, it doesn't just go away. It sticks with you, and it stuck with me. And even though I've seen it quite a few times, it definitely deserves to be on this spot because of how effective it truly is. Now, before we get to number one, I'd like you guys to please comment, like, subscribe, hype up the video if you have the option to do so. I am going to be gone the rest of this month and in June, but I'll be back with a whole bunch of new content, and I'm still going to be doing YouTube shorts throughout the next couple months to keep you guys entertained. But seriously, thank you guys so much for supporting me. And we've got a couple new subscribers. I want to thank you guys personally for subscribing to my channel. I just got past 150 subscribers the other day. I got 152 now. Let's try before October to get at least 200 to 300 subscribers, because I want to try and go to a convention and get more followers. So, without further ado, let's get to the number one spot.
You gotta get the film back home now. Think of the film.
At number one, I'm telling you, this film is one of the few films to have actually made me sick to my stomach in so many different ways and for so many different reasons. I had not seen this film until about half a decade ago, a little bit over half a decade ago, when I was talking about it, and an old friend of mine ended up getting me a copy of it on DVD for a Christmas gift. This is Ruggero Deodato's Italian cannibal classic, Cannibal Holocaust. I gotta be careful about how I talk about this film, because I don't want my video to get shut down because of explicit content. This film is on a whole nother fucking level of fucked up. And this is a film that, even though I own it, I've only seen it twice. And I can't stomach it any more than that. A friend of mine, who actually was the camera woman before my cameraman came and helped me out, she wanted to borrow this movie. And her husband walked out of the living room, couldn't take it, but she watched the whole thing, and the next day when she returned it, when I told, the day before, I warned her. And the next day, after she watched it, she brought it back to me. She was like, "You were absolutely right to fucking warn me." This movie has real animal deaths in it too, which made it a lot harder for me because I care more about animals than human beings, mind you. But there are so many messed up scenes in this movie, and it had so much controversy behind it. It still kind of does. It's banned still in multiple countries. The fact that I have this movie at all is a fucking miracle. You know? But seriously, there hasn't really been any other movie as an adult that has affected me as much as this one has. I've seen all kinds of other shit, but this one has affected me the most as an adult. And that's why it deserves to be at my number one spot. And that is it, everybody. That is my list. Now, I probably could have done a longer list, and maybe eventually I'll do a part 2. But this was a big list for me to do, and it was really hard for me to come up with just 15. Because there's a lot of horror movies out there that probably affected me just as much as these ones did. But these are the ones that came to mind immediately. So, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in July. And until next time, see you around.